Eric and Mark here, bringing you the latest. And patch 8.7. We're in full swing. The patches are flying. They seem to come out every week now.
It's here. It's ready.
It's here. It's flying on all cylinders. Some pretty big changes. Obviously, the biggest one is Irelia going to be available. So make sure you're banning her, whether or not it's for the opponent or for your own teammate who's playing him for the first time. New Irelia main.
Yeah, definitely be careful. Make sure you're watching what Irelia is building. It's possible to build her as an AP damage dealer, and boy, it scales dangerously. So be watching what if you're letting an Irelia slip through the draft, what it's going to be building.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of nerfs to champions, as you're seeing Swain dance here. Cool, man, cool. Swain, just a nerf to his Q, damage and cooldown. Don't think that's big enough to not make him very prominent in pick and bans. You saw that Sejuani nerf. The stun duration on her E is nerfed down a bit. That might actually be somewhat significant.
See, we might see Sejuani be replaced with someone more like a Gragas, someone like that might fill in that role, kind of that tanky jungler type of role. He received that buff here in this patch. Might be swapping them out in priority.
Yeah, so he's getting some more damage on his barrel roll, and people are saying, oh, AP Gragas mid's coming back? I don't think that's the case. I think maybe you'll see him more in the jungle. You're already seeing Score play him before he's getting nerfed, so it's only a matter of time before Gragas swings back into the meta. It seems like he's always there eventually. Whether he's playing mid, play jungle, top, support.
Yeah, Gragas is always there. And another thing that's always been there has been that Locket. You always have had Locket as an item to build, just provide you that extra bit of protection, but no longer. It's been absolutely gutted. I don't know which champions and when you're going to be wanting to buy this item now, but it's certainly not going to be anything that you're buying into that early part of the game.
Yeah, and much like Rise getting reworked, there seems to be an endless cycle with Locket where it's completely broken, build it on supports, junglers, mid laners, to they completely gut it and no one builds it, and then I bet you in a couple of patches you'll see it rise again. Locket will always be here. Another one of the big changes, Siege Minions.
Oh baby, this is a big change.
Siege Minions are going to be worth a lot more gold now. They're going to go up, they're usually 45 on average, going up to 60, and caster minions are going to be giving you less. Now when you miss a cannon, it's going to feel even worse.
Have you ever had that teammate who's just there and you're like, okay, this guy, you know what? I don't think he's even worth as much to us as a cannon minion is. Well, now that actually can be completely true given the values that is going to be put onto these cannon minions. It's so vital to make sure you're hitting these ones because now the regular minions, they're not quite scaling up the same way they used to as far as the amount of gold that you'd be getting later into the games. So it's absolutely crucial that you are getting these cannon minions, and it can be things that when you're getting into 27, 30 minutes into a game or so, and if you miss a cannon minion in a wave and the opponent does get a cannon minion in that wave, that's a mini objective almost equivalent to a kill going over to them. So it's really going to change the way that you have to be farming, and it's going to be making players have to pay way more attention to these cannon minions and prioritize them strongly.
Yeah, and you're going to see maybe an entire new meta where everyone, go to your own lane. The cannon wave's coming. Everyone run away. Make sure you get that because that's like 180 gold for your team.
And some of the champions that have been the strongest recently have been the ones with the best wave clear. That might not necessarily be the thing anymore because it's not about clearing that wave. It's about just making sure you get that cannon minion. The rest of the wave is not nearly as important anymore. So it's definitely going to be shaking some things up. I think this is a really underrated, big type of change up that's happening.
Yeah, you might see some ghost gold leads with teams just last hitting more cannons than the other one. The offseason is in full swing for some teams, not in the playoffs. We already saw Optic making some moves, and now it's FC Schalke's turn. They announced through a Reddit comment initially, then they did confirm it on their Twitter that they're releasing Pride, their starting jungler. I don't know if that's the issue. I think you keep the same roster next year, you're probably making playoffs.
Yeah, they're taking some hints here from NA and Team Solo Mid saying, hey, Doublelift found out that he was getting replaced on Reddit. Let's just actually replace somebody by announcing it straight onto Reddit. It's definitely something that I didn't expect to see. And this type of roster decision, making this change here in the jungle, was not something that you would have expected to see, given the performance of what they had and what you had seen in the rest of Europe. Was just that you wanted them to be taking on this player that could be someone that helped them get these victories. Now he's not there, and it doesn't necessarily seem like there's necessarily an extreme replacement ready for him right out the get-go. So it's definitely going to be tough to tell what they're doing here.
Yeah, I'm not sure this was the right move for them. I think it wasn't individual talent that was the issue for Schalke here. It was just synergy as a whole, and maybe they feel like pride was the main factor in holding them back in that regard, and that's why they made this move. But I'm not a huge fan. I like that roster. I had high hopes for them. I thought we would still be seeing them playing right now, at the very least, in that third, fourth place match. But hopefully they get things together for summer, because come on, they can make it over H2K and Rocket.
I was exactly going to say that. You have to think that when you look at it, Rocket and H2K, no offense to them and what they might be able to do.
That's
this
full
upcoming
offense, by the way.
This upcoming split. But hey, those are the two teams that you have to look at and say, those spots are up for grabs. We can be better than that, and we should be better than that. So it's definitely an interesting decision here to see that type of shakeup happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time for Smite Fight, which is where basically toss up. It's a 50-50. I'm going to throw Mark a couple of questions, and he's going to tell me which one is more likely in most of these cases. So let's get things started. Smite Fight!
I'm going to be putting my finger right on the D key because, hey,
Smite.
D is where you put the smite. F is for flash.
Everyone knows
F
D
is for flash. Come on.
Flash. Who's going to have a better rebound in 2018 summer, TSM or SKT?
Ooh, it's gotta be TSM, because there's no way TSM is gonna do as poorly as they did in this split, losing out in the quarterfinals. SKT, I expect them to do better, but you never know. They actually ended up doing quite all right getting that fourth spot, but you don't know how the rest of everything's gonna work out on the LCK and how strong it is, so I'm gonna be putting the stake on TSM here.
All right, real quick, one answer questions, Reckless or Caps, who has more kills in the finals?
Ooh, it's gonna be Caps. This is the guy, he's gonna be the one carrying them. Normally it's Reckless, but it's gonna be the mid lane this time.
EU or NA better performing at MSI?
NA. It's gotta be about NA, baby.
Are Forgiven and Froggen joining Origin? Both of them? Neither of them?
Both of them are gonna be joining, and it's not gonna matter because it's not gonna be a good enough team.
Get hyped for Origin. They got some serious backing from some soccer players. That's all the time for today. Thank you very much for watching League Unlock. Eric Hummel and Mark Horner. We'll see you guys tomorrow.